Where? Oh, look at that.
Is that a shark or a dolphin?
That is a shark.
Margo, a shark!
Okay, now I think we have ourselves an official
Now
fire.
we have fire.
Century and I have decided that we are princesses and we're not cut out for this.
We're going to another island. Woo! Yay! It has reefs and coral and everything that this island has, except it's a change of scenery.
If there's one truth about our experience of living full-time on a boat, it's that life is better if you're using it to its fullest potential, which means throwing off the lines and going to far-off places.
We had ourselves a little bit of a first today. We had ourselves a issue with our anchor bridle. The hook got wrapped around the chain while it was underground, and so we couldn't exactly just undo it and then bring it up. So just had to go to the helm and start taking care of the motor. Laura had to come here and basically give me a little slack on the chain while I undid the tension.
And as much as moving from place to place does involve a bit of work, it's the anticipation of what the next place has in store which makes going through the effort 100% worth it. So come with us as we make our way from the Cayos Holandeses to the Cocos Banderos chain and the San Blas Islands and continue to discover why cruising this area has been the best experience so far during our time on Friendship. Thank you so much to our patrons whose support make these episodes possible.
And where we're heading to is right here. This is a little like oasis of like 3-4 different islands that are all sort of protected by this reef. We're going around the long end because it's more open that way.
It looks pretty huge. From this angle, it looks like the boats are all right on top of each other, but I know they're not. It's surrounded by reefs on this side. I don't know if we could have fit in there. You know how you said there's a spot you could cut in? It might have been challenging. Oh, this is so cute.
And with 22 knots of wind, I'm so glad that we're cutting it now.
I'm not scared. I was just thinking that it might be fun to sleep on the island, like Largo and I go do a sleep there and you stay on the boat, or vice versa. But then I remembered there's all kinds of sea, at least the last one, there are all kinds of the sand fleas.
We have hammocks.
We do. We could hang from trees. That'd be really fun. So we're getting really good at this anchoring because we have to do it over and over again quite often, right? When we're in these small spaces and there's reefs and there's other boats and there's shallowness and yada, yada, yada. Any words of wisdom to the new anchorer?
Don't be afraid to pick up the anchor because it's better to be safe than sorry. I don't think that anyone would be ashamed of having to reapply 3 times here to get in this shallow spot because what we're seeing here is spectacular. So this is one of the most crowded anchorages that we've seen in a very long time. Reminds me kind of med sailing, where just as long as there's enough to sort of make sure that you don't swing into each other, you live with it. Look at this boat behind us. Could be 20 meters, 30 meters behind us. A little too close for comfort in this part of the world. Back in Europe, that's just sort of, yeah, it's perfect. In fact, it's a little bit too much space. We can get a little closer. But look at what we have here. We have an island right over here. We have another island right over here. And then finally, the last island, which is right over here. And then there's like a tiny little island with some huts over there. It's kind of nice. And there's reefs all on the outer area, which is blocking any type of swell that's coming in from the outside because someone's swimming like right over there. And we can just jump from here to there in a matter of seconds. I still stand by the fact that the San Blas Islands are the most incredible cruising ground you ever want to find. Because even though around here it is kind of crowded, it generally is not that crowded. And so you get isolation and in paradise, and it's beautiful. When we get to paradise, what do we do?
Back to work.
Back to work. Largo, what are you working on?
Biology and algebra.
And you
Launching a new trip.
There you go.
Costa Rica.
There's no rest for the wicked.
No rest for the wicked. You're right about that. So what's going on, Will?
My computer screen, my MacBook Pro here, it's died 4 or 5 times since we've been on the boat.
And now it's officially dead, right?
And now it's not officially dead. My screen is officially dead. So I have to HDMI into our TV to make this happen, which means that this is
how he's editing the vlogs, guys, right now. For how long have you been editing like this? 3 weeks?
About a month, I would say, easily.
Because
I'm sitting over there and I'm more comfortable, but I have to do a couple things on the computer.
And there's no Apple Store on the San Blas.
There's no fancy that. No. I do have a plan to get this thing fixed, but it's not going to be for like another 2 or 3 weeks. So, welcome to my computer setup here. I'm glad my neck's in good shape.
And we do carry an older computer with us as a backup, but that died too. So
yeah, so this is the fun that we have. So if you're actually asking in the middle of January and beginning of February as to why there's been not that many vlogs, you can thank my little laptop here.
let's do our fire making skills.
I don't want to do a giant one.
No, I don't want anything that big either. I want to do something small.
Do you have the lighter?
We have always longed to sail up to a remote island with the ones we love, build a fire, sit back, and enjoy the scenery. Here's the thing, guys. I grew up in Maine, and we had fireplace fires all the time when you have to do little pieces of wood called kindling. But I never had to go out in the woods and kind of forge my own stuff.
With coconuts.
And I don't even know what this is.
That's like the little fibers that come off the coconut
And
leaves.
it feels kind of dry, but it's not brittle.
It's
But
really cool. I think it's going to work just fine.
all right.
Listen,
Coconuts
don't
burn?
question it. Just accept it. There's fire pits all over the place here.
We want our marshmallows.
We've seen
so-
fires before. We will create one on our own. We will not despair.
Here's the thing. When you allow yourself the time to shove everything aside and be completely present, something amazing happens. You see the things that would normally be overlooked because your attention is somewhere else.
There's a crab right over
No,
there.
that's a hermit crab. Oh my god, that's so cute.
Look at this right here. It's a coconut tree growing right out of a coconut.
That's cute.
That is so cool.
Probably plant that.
You
Put
want to
it
plant
back.
that?
No, put it back. We shouldn't burn that.
No, we're not going to burn that. But that's really cool though. Be careful, don't use all the gas.
I have to burn it.
Don't use all the gas.
I don't think those things are very dry.
I don't think this is gonna work.
I don't think they're very dry. That's the thing. If they were dry, I would have been able to like break them and crunch them.
So we're going to try and just break this up because this is like fiber. So if we
Okay, I'm gonna let you do
make
this. It's
enough
burning my
loose
finger.
ends as much as possible, then we have more points of contact. And I think that with that we can get
Oh, he's a Boy Scout.
a stronger fire.
You're a Boy Scout. You should be able to rub two sticks together and make fire.
I never did that as a Boy Scout.
I'm calling hogwash.
There you
Did they
go.
just throw kerosene on the fire in the Boy Scouts?
Sometimes we had fire starters. I must admit.
That's cheating.
That's not cheating.
That's totally cheating.
It's life.
I think we're someone's entertainment on their deck right now going, George, how long do you think it'll take these kids to start this fire?
Until they break out the gasoline.
These are the moments which make this life of ours amazing. I must admit, they don't happen every day. But when they do, it is this type of magic which makes all of the hard work getting to this point in time so unbelievably worth it.
There you go. There we go.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've started the fire.
And you just want to live in nice hotels and be a pilot when you could live out in the wild like this.
You are
Fireman.
master.
Badass.
I'm the fireman.
The key for us is to celebrate the accomplishments, no matter how small they are, because you never know when time will be on your side for an opportunity like this to come again. Who knew?
Who knew? Island life.
Who knew Largo had the skill set? Good job, Largo.
Okay, now I think we have ourselves an official
Now
fire.
we have fire.
I found these the other day. There was a store that had a huge American section, and I know Largo loved these, and I was hoping we would actually get a fire, so the time has come.
Serious
Would you like one?
Cheers. I personally like to wait until we get coals,
Well done.
Yours is burning dead.
but it's okay.
That looks like a rock.
Here we go. Just a little bit more.
Wow, you want yours well done.
I do like mine well done. I love fires. It is primal without question, but it makes you feel so satisfied that you can just make something. Like I said, nothing.
That your son was able to start a fire for us.
Well, listen. I'm proud of you, Largo.
I am too, Largo.
This is really amazing. When we spoke to the guy, we were asking about a fire. He was just like, yeah, just do it anywhere you want. That's basically what life is like here. There are very little rules. You know, just they expect everyone just to respect the land, and this is awesome. I cannot imagine a better day than today. Look at this.
We're gonna run out of marshmallows.
You're gonna run out of marshmallows. I'm done. 5 hours later, Largo's still building the fire. It's a good fire, Largo. You know, it does have to die one day.
Yes, so these are our days, hanging out by the islands without a care in the world. Sounds dreamy, right? Well, all of this wonderfulness comes with a lot of planning and commitment. But with this kind of view from our office, it's really hard to wonder how we ever survived before we made this leap.
So this is what it looks like here in WORLDTOWNING Central. And we have had a very busy day today. We've also been speaking to a lot of the potential crew members for our Pacific Crossing. We have 2 calls today. We've scheduled 3 for tomorrow. And this is what it looks like a day in a life here. It's not boring.
It's not sundowners and
No,
rainbows all the time.
but it's a lot of fun.
It's work your ass off if you want to go live in French Polynesia.
Honestly,
Welcome to Cooking with Jessica. All right, guys, so today I'm making crepes. It's a tradition that we took on from our time living in France. I'm going to butcher the French, so here we go. Chandelier Day, which
chandelier.
is chandelier.
It's a hard.
Oh, and you're an expert. Chandelier Day. It's crepe day. So every year we make crepes, which are super easy, guys. And we celebrate one of our traditions from a place we lived in the world. We always get questions about how are my kids going to grow up without their XYZ country traditions. We still do them. Sometimes we have to modify them. Like sometimes we can't find chocolate chips, or sometimes we can't find this or that. But we keep a lot of our traditions from the United States, and then as we switch countries, we gather more traditions. And the kids love it. Will and I love it. The secret ingredient, what I've heard from some of my French friends, some of them don't think it's a great ingredient, is 2 tablespoons of beer. So I put 2 tablespoons of beer in there.
And I put the rest of the tablespoons in me.
Now Will's gonna be drunk from the 2 tablespoons of beer in the crepe. And so the French way of saying is crepe. And the American way is, what's the American way?
Crepe.
Crepe? No. Largo?
Yep.
How do we say crepe in the American way? Crepe?
Yeah, we used to
Crepe.
say crepe. It was horrible.
So crepe. I can't even remember. Obviously I want to honor the very French way of saying it, but as long as you say it, who cares, right? As long as you're trying, as long as you're having a tradition. You guys, I think these are actually the best crepes I've ever made. Not to brag or anything. And we're gonna do Nutella, we're gonna do chocolate chips, and this doesn't really go on them. I'm sure the French would be disgusted at my canned cherries, but I found these in the grocery store the other day, and I love canned cherries. They're so disgusting, but they're so good. So I'm gonna put some of those on there as well. I like to keep them cold though. Some people just put sugar and bananas. I mean, there's all kinds of different things that you can put on them. What are you gonna do, Laura? Totally Nutella, right?
Yeah.
They're so good.
That's got beer in it, you know that, right?
2 tablespoons, I'm gonna get drunk. I'm taking a year off from drinking.
That is true.
I just had at least quarter of a teaspoon.
Busted.
I'm cheating.
We have visitors, and they're bringing gifts of food. We already had a guy bringing bananas, another guy bringing bread. There's lobster.
Is that lobster? Yep. Okay.
Uh-huh.
When did they get them today or when? When did they get them, honey?
Lo cogieron hoy.
Sí, hoy, fresco, todo fresco.
Ah, Will, we don't have anything to crack them open with. Lobsters need it.
We don't have anything. You're right.
because they're probably, I don't know if they're
We
hard.
have a hammer.
Well, we could do that. I don't know what to do. We don't have a pot big enough.
Here's the
so-
thing. Jessica grew up in Maine, and she grew up eating lobster just about every other meal.
But not really, because we didn't have the money for
Well,
that.
either or.
As an adult, my parents have had more money to be able to.
And these are basic skills that should be garnered as a New Englander.
I know how to do it, but I just don't have a big enough pot, and I don't have the right crackers. So let's do it.
So we're gonna go with the lobster.
What about the sharks? Are they? They see a lot of sharks in here.
No, no hay.
No, aquí.
Tiburón bobo, no, tiburón bobo.
sí hay.
Tiburón bobo.
Sí, pero tipo esos cabezón.
What's bobo?
It's stupid.
Tiene la
What?
cola de
This is the
chocolate.
stupid.
The sharks are too stupid?
Yeah,
To what?
that's what he said.
Attack humans?
I don't know.
Nosotros lo llamamos tiburón bobo.
¿Por qué? Porque no
hace nada.
no hacen nada. They
What do you
do
say?
nothing.
What, the sharks?
Yeah.
Puedes
Oh, good.
tocar así, mira, en el pelo.
Ah,
te
sí.
puedes tocar
He says you can touch them and pet them.
Eso no
Oh, I
pasa
don't want to do
nada.
that.
Tiburón bobo, mira, tiburón bobo.
¿Dónde?
Aquí.
Where? Oh, look at that.
Is that a shark or a dolphin?
That's a shark.
Largo, a shark!
Y si
Tell them they said there were no sharks here.
Bobo,
What the
bobo.
heck?
y si metemos el agua ahora?
No, no, no pasa nada.
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 Oh my God, there's a shark. There's a shark. Cool. He's huge.
You should be more afraid of mosquitoes.
Listen, I just want everyone to know for the record, I swam with a shark in Galapagos, but he was quiet and calm and
And he
on the
was like
bottom,
500 yards
and he
away.
was this big. This one is the size of that boat. Where did he go? I am never, ever getting in this water again.
Por el olor vino acá.
He's saying that he was way far away because of the smell of the fish. He came over
up.
here.
Wait till he smells how you and Largo smell for not showering
You
for a
think
couple
so?
days.
You want to jump in?
I'm not testing it. ¿Quieres agua?
Sí,
Sí.
por favor.
¿Cuatro?
Sí.
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 What's he in there? What about the shark?
Porque tiene calor.
El cangrejo se cayó.
What happened?
The crabs fell in the water. He just jumped in there with the sharks.
Oh my God! Hurry up! The sharks are coming! Holy shit! Wow, that is brave. Would you do that, Will?
Sure. Yeah, I would do that.
Look, I'm gonna.
so much
Oops! I dropped a cup in the water.
I would do that with the stupid sharks. So essentially for $35, we're getting 6 fish filleted for us. And we've got 3 lobsters in there. I think it's how can you complain about a view like this, a meal like this, and for only $35 we get to sort of live in paradise. Largo, are you happy about this?
Yes.
Is that your best answer?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to cook them one at a time in a pot. Are we out of beer?
We have 1 beer left.
Because lobsters like beer.
They do?
Yeah,
I like beer too.
they're for the lobsters. Okay. I gotta call my dad. So pick him up and put him in boiling water, right? Until
Yeah, I think it's about 20 minutes, Jess.
Okay. So we can boil them and then cut them in half and put butter on them and put them on the grill.
Yeah, you could do that, I guess, but if it tastes as good as Maine lobster, I just eat them without grilling them.
I don't think it does, Dad. I had Caribbean lobster on our honeymoon. It was like sweet. It tasted very different. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to be depressed. I mean, I'm going to hold out hope, but I don't think it's the same. Okay.
So that's 1 lobster in there.
I think, I know we're not always going to be in lobster land, but I think since we're heading to the South Pacific, we might need 1 big pot to cook stuff in because the other guys are bigger than that. This really was a welcome treat. We don't have the perfect size pot for the lobster, but we were able to make it work. And at the end of the day, if you finish off with freshly caught lobster delivered right to your front door, how can you go wrong?
It really is fantastic. I really like lobster.
Actually, it tastes, I had a little snack in the kitchen while I was cooking it. It does taste like New England lobster. It doesn't taste like the lobster we had on our honeymoon, which is really sweet.
I understand.
No, it's
none of
really
this
tender.
sells
It's
me
quite
to
nice.
speak.
So you guys, Largo's in the background there. He's in his Dungeons and Dragons club with people. So
And
we're not hogging it all to ourselves.
and the tuna bread,
It's not that bad.
is really good. You want to try some?
Yeah, I'd love
Too
to.
American.
To turn off the camera and get to you to eat.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this episode and for following our family as we explore the world. If you are not yet subscribed, we would greatly appreciate it if you could hit the button down below. Plus another shout out to our incredible patrons who, without their support, these episodes would not be possible. Join us on Patreon for monthly live chats and exclusive content. But Largo is the
Booga booga.
The spectator, safe distance.
safe distance. The fumes bother my sinuses. I love fires, but I can't get too close. Largo likes to have Nutella with a little bit of crap.
Yes, that's
Right,
true.
Largo? Dad, do the tentacles have to be in the water?
What's that?
See their tentacle things right there?
Yeah.
Do those have to be boiled too? Because I don't think it can
No,
fit.
you can cut them off.
Listen, if that one doesn't work,
It looks all right.
we've got a couple more.
Look at this. 4 of them. I envisioned this. This is what I envisioned. Finally. See, good things are worth waiting for.